Shin splints, the two words that strike fear into every runner's heart, that sharp, stabbing pain along your shin bone that makes every step agony. What if I told you that there's one simple training principle that could eliminate shin splints forever, and it's the exact opposite of what your instincts tell you to do? What if the reason your shins are screaming isn't because you're running too much, but because you're running too hard too often? You're about to discover the 80-20 rule, the training method that elite runners use to stay injury-free while getting faster, and why this counterintuitive approach is the key to running pain-free for life. The science behind why this works is going to change everything you thought you knew about preventing shin splints. But before we reveal the secret that could save your running career and your shins, I need you to do something right now. Smash that subscribe button and hit the like button, because what you're about to learn is information that could be the difference between running happily for decades and being sidelined with chronic pain. Drop a comment below and tell me honestly, are you dealing with shin splints right now, or have you in the past? I want to know, because this video is going to solve that problem permanently. Welcome to a journey that's going to revolutionize how you train and eliminate the nagging shin pain that's been holding you back from enjoying your runs. Prepare to discover what the 80-20 rule actually is and why it's the most important training principle you've never heard of, how running too hard too often is the root cause of shin splints and most other running injuries, and the exact training structure that will build your fitness while keeping your shins healthy and pain-free. This isn't just about shin splints. This is about training intelligently for long-term success and injury prevention. Over the next several minutes, you're going to learn the biomechanics of why shin splints happen, the physiological reason the 80-20 rule works so well, and the step-by-step plan to implement this training method starting this week. Before we dive deep, I need to know where you're watching from. Comment right now with your city or country. I absolutely love connecting with runners worldwide who are ready to train smarter and run pain-free. And if you haven't already subscribed, do it now and turn on notifications, because I'm going to keep giving you science-backed solutions to your biggest running challenges. Let's solve your shin splint problem once and for all. First, let's make sure we understand exactly what shin splints are and why they happen, because you can't solve a problem you don't understand. Shin splints, medically called medial tibial stress syndrome, is pain along the inner edge of your shin bone, the tibia. It's caused by repetitive stress on the shin bone and the connective tissues that attach muscles to bone. When you run, especially when you run hard or run with poor form, the muscles in your lower leg, particularly your tibialis anterior and your calf muscles, pull on the membrane that covers your shin bone called the periosteum. Repetitive pulling creates inflammation and micro damage. That's the pain you feel. Shin splints typically start as a dull ache during or after running. If you ignore it and keep training hard, it progresses to sharp pain during running that doesn't go away. In severe cases, it can progress to a stress fracture, which is an actual crack in the bone that requires months of no running to heal. Shin splints are most common in beginner runners who do too much too soon, and in experienced runners who run too hard too often without adequate recovery. Notice the pattern? Too much, too hard, too often. The common denominator is overload. You're asking your shins to handle more stress than they're currently adapted to handle. Now here's the critical insight. The stress that causes shin splints isn't just about total mileage. It's about intensity. Running hard creates far more impact stress on your shins than running easy. When you run at higher speeds, you're landing with more force with each step. Your stride opens up. Your ground contact forces increase. The muscles in your lower leg have to work harder to stabilize your ankle and absorb shock. All of this multiplies the stress on your shin bone and connective tissues. If you run hard frequently, you're repeatedly hammering your shins. without giving them adequate time to adapt and recover. This is the recipe for shin splints. The solution, then, is not necessarily to run less, though reducing volume can help. The solution is to run easier most of the time, and that's exactly what the 80-20 rule prescribes. The 80-20 rule states that 80% of your weekly running should be at easy, conversational pace, and only 20% should be at moderate to hard intensity. This ratio ensures you're getting the training stimulus you need to improve while keeping impact stress low enough that your body can adapt without breaking down. Let's break down what this looks like in practice. If you run 20 miles per week, 16 of those miles should be at easy pace where you can hold a conversation, and only 4 miles should be at harder intensities, like tempo pace or interval pace. If you run 40 miles per week, 32 miles easy, 8 miles hard. The easy miles build your aerobic base, strengthen connective tissues gradually, and allow recovery between hard efforts. The hard miles provide the stimulus for speed and performance improvements. This ratio, 80% easy and 20% hard, is not arbitrary. It's based on decades of research and observation of how elite runners train. Studies of Olympic marathoners, world-class 10K runners, and professional distance athletes consistently show that they spend 75 to 85% of their training time at low intensities. They're not grinding hard every day. They're strategically doing most of their running easy, with focused hard sessions mixed in. And guess what? Elite runners have very low injury rates compared to recreational runners, despite running significantly more mileage. Why? Because they respect the 80-20 principle. They know that easy running builds fitness without excessive injury risk, and hard running should be used sparingly and strategically. Now think about your own training. What's your ratio? If you're like most recreational runners, you probably run moderately hard most or all of the time. You go out for a run and you push the pace because you want to get faster or burn more calories or feel like you're working hard. Every run feels like a bit of a sufferfest. You're breathing hard. Your legs are tired. You're rarely truly easy. This means you're probably running something like 30% easy and 70% moderate to hard, or even 0% easy and 100% moderate. That's the exact opposite of what you should be doing, and it's why your shins hurt. You're constantly overloading them with impact stress and never giving them adequate recovery time. Over weeks and months, the cumulative stress exceeds your body's ability to adapt, and you develop shin splints. The 80-20 rule solves this by drastically reducing the frequency of high-impact running. When 80% of your miles are easy, your shins get regular breaks from heavy loading. They have time to adapt and strengthen between hard sessions. The inflammation goes down. The micro damage heals. Your shins become more resilient instead of more damaged. Comment below right now and be brutally honest. What percentage of your runs are truly easy? Is it 10%? 50%? 0? Your answer will reveal whether you're following the 80-20 rule or violating it and paying the price with shin pain. Let's get specific about how to implement the 80-20 rule to prevent and heal shin splints. Step 1. Define what easy pace actually means for you. Easy pace is conversational pace. If you can speak in complete sentences without gasping, you're running easy. If you can't, you're running too hard. For most runners, easy pace is about 1 to 3 minutes per mile slower than their 5K race pace. If you race a 25-minute 5K, that's about 8-minute miles. Your easy pace would be 9 to 11-minute miles. Yes, that's slow. I know it feels ridiculously slow, but that's the point. Easy running keeps impact forces low and allows your shins to recover. Step 2. Restructure your training week to hit the 80-20 ratio. If you run 4 days per week, make 3 of those days easy runs and 1 day a harder workout like intervals or a tempo run. If you run 5 days per week, make 4 days easy and 1 day hard. If you run 6 days, make 5 easy and 1 hard, or 4 easy and 2 moderate. The key is that the vast majority of your weekly volume is at truly easy pace. Step 3. Be disciplined about your easy days. This is where most runners fail. They know they're supposed to run easy, but once they're out there, they speed up because it feels too slow, or because someone passes them, or because their ego kicks in. You have to override your ego. Stay slow. Keep your pace conversational. If you're running with a GPS watch, ignore your pace display on easy days. Just focus on effort and breathing. Can you talk comfortably? Then you're good. Step 4. Make your hard days actually hard. Since you're running easy most of the time, you'll be fresh for your hard workouts. This means you can really push on those days and get quality stimulus. Your intervals can be faster. Your tempo runs can be longer. The hard work gets better because you're not pre-fatigued from running moderately hard all week. This polarized approach, very easy most of the time and very hard occasionally, produces better fitness gains than running moderately all the time. Step 5. Track your training over a few weeks to ensure you're actually hitting 80-20. Add up your weekly mileage. Calculate how many miles were easy and how many were hard. Are you at 80-20? If not, adjust. Most runners find they're closer to 50-50 or worse when they actually measure. Now let's talk about what happens to your shins, specifically when you adopt the 80-20 rule. First, the reduced impact stress from easy running gives inflamed tissues time to heal. Inflammation goes down. Pain decreases. If you currently have shin splints and you shift to 80% easy running, you'll likely notice significant pain reduction within 2 to 3 weeks. Second, the easy running strengthens the muscles and connective tissues in your lower leg without overloading them. Your tibialis anterior and calf muscles get stronger. The periosteum, that membrane covering your shin bone, thickens and becomes more resilient. Your bones actually get denser and stronger in response to the loading, but only if the loading is appropriate. Easy running provides the right stimulus. Hard running every day provides too much stimulus and causes breakdown. Third, the occasional hard running that makes up your 20% is still enough to maintain and build your speed and performance. You're not sacrificing fitness by running easy most of the time. You're optimizing it. You get the performance benefits of hard training without the injury costs. Let me share a real-world example. I coached a runner who'd been battling chronic shin splints for over a year. She'd tried ice, compression sleeves, new shoes, everything. Nothing worked because she never addressed the root cause, which was her training intensity. She was running 5 days a week, and every single run was at 30 to 80 pace, which for her was moderately hard. Her shins were constantly inflamed. I restructured her training to follow 80-20. 4 days per week became easy runs at 9 to 9:30 pace. 1 day per week was intervals at 6:45 to 7 pace. Within 3 weeks, her shin pain was gone, completely gone. After 6 weeks, she was running pain-free with better fitness than before. The difference wasn't magical, it was physiological. Her shins finally had time to recover and adapt. The easy running strengthened them without overloading them. The hard running was strategic and productive because she showed up fresh. This could be your story. This solution works if you implement it correctly. What are you thinking right now? Does the 80-20 rule make sense, or does it still feel wrong to run that much easy mileage? Drop a comment and let me know because I want to address any doubts you have. Let's address some common objections to the 80-20 rule. Objection 1. If I run that much easy mileage, I won't get faster. False. Research and real-world results prove that 80-20 training produces better performance improvements than running moderately hard all the time. You'll get faster because you're building a massive aerobic base and you're fresh enough to execute quality hard workouts. Objection 2. Easy running is boring and feels like a waste of time. I get it. Easy running doesn't provide the same rush as hard running, but it's not a waste. It's an investment in your future speed and your injury-free longevity. Elite runners embrace easy running because they understand it's essential. You should too. Objection 3. I don't have time to run slowly. If I'm only running 30 minutes, I want to work hard. This is short-sighted. You're prioritizing immediate gratification over long-term results. 30 minutes of easy running contributes to your aerobic base and keeps you healthy. 30 minutes of hard running every day leads to burnout and injury, which serves you better over months and years. Here's the other massive benefit of the 80-20 rule beyond shin splint prevention. It makes running sustainable and enjoyable. When most of your runs are easy, running doesn't feel like constant suffering. You actually enjoy it. You look forward to it. You can run consistently for years and decades without burning out or breaking down. Compare that to the grind everyday approach where running is always painful, you're always tired, and eventually you quit or get injured. The 80-20 rule is not just about avoiding shin splints. It's about building a relationship with running that lasts. It's about training smarter so you can keep running forever. Shin splints are just one of many injuries that the 80-20 rule prevents. Knee pain, IT band syndrome, plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, stress fractures. All of these overuse injuries are primarily caused by running too hard too often. The 80-20 rule addresses the root cause and keeps you healthy across the board. Here's your complete action plan to implement the 80-20 rule and eliminate shin splints. Week 1. If you currently have shin pain, take 2 to 3 complete rest days to let acute inflammation settle. Then start with very easy running, 20 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times that week. All conversational pace. No jude running at all. Week 2. Continue with 4 to 5 easy runs. If your shin pain is improving, you can add 5 to 10 minutes to your longest run. Still no hard running. Week 3. If you're pain-free or nearly pain-free, you can introduce one easy moderate run, maybe adding a few gentle pickups at the end. Still mostly easy. Week 4. Introduce one true hard workout like 4 to 6x 400 meters at 5K pace with full recovery. Keep every other run easy. From week 5 onward, maintain the 80-20 structure. 4 to 5 easy runs per week, one hard workout. Track your weekly mileage and intensity to ensure you're hitting the 80-20 ratio. Monitor your shins. They should continue improving and eventually be completely pain-free. If pain returns, you're either doing too much volume too soon or you're not keeping your easy days easy enough. Adjust accordingly. One final critical point. The 80-20 rule works, but it requires patience and discipline. Patience because you won't see results overnight. It takes a few weeks for inflammation to subside and tissues to heal. It takes a few months to build the aerobic base and resilience that keeps you injury-free long-term. Discipline, because you have to actually run easy on easy days, even when you feel like going faster. You have to trust the process even when it feels too slow. Most runners understand the 80-20 rule intellectually, but fail to implement it because they lack the discipline to run easy. They speed up on easy days. They turn every run into a test. They can't resist the urge to go hard. If you want to be injury-free, you have to develop the discipline to train smart, not just hard. Champions have this discipline. Do you? Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this truth. Shin splints are not a sentence you have to live with. They're not just part of being a runner. They're a signal that your training is out of balance. The 80-20 rule brings your training back into balance. It gives your body the recovery it needs to adapt and strengthen. It eliminates the chronic overload that causes shin splints and other injuries. Thousands of runners have used the 80-20 rule to go from injured and frustrated to healthy and fast. You can too. It's not complicated, it's not expensive, it just requires committing to run easy most of the time and a heat occasionally. That's it. Make that commitment and your shin splints will disappear. Your running will improve. You'll finally experience what it's like to run pain-free and love every mile. Here's what I need from you before you go. First, leave a comment telling me if you're currently dealing with shin splints and whether you're willing to commit to the 80-20 rule to fix them. Public commitment increases accountability, so declare your intention right now. Second, if this video has given you hope that you can run pain-free and a clear plan to make it happen, smash that like button and share this with a runner who's struggling with shin splints. Third, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications because I'm going to keep giving you evidence-based solutions to your running challenges. And finally, I've got another video ready for you that breaks down the best strengthening exercises to bulletproof your shins and prevent future injuries. Click the video on your screen right now and complete your shin splint prevention education. You now know the secret. The 80-20 rule is the key to running without shin pain. The question is, will you have the discipline to implement it? Will you slow down on easy days? Will you trust the process? I believe you will. Now get out there, embrace easy running, give your shins the recovery they desperately need, and watch the pain disappear. Your pain-free running future starts today. I'll see you on the roads.